Welcome to Physics Bible, the triune physics and biblical concepts. Today, we explore the final trajectory, the moment when the soul must leave the system it was bound to. Escape velocity is no longer just a physics problem. It's a prophecy, a cry for deliverance, and a rehearsal of the rapture. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up. 1 Thessalonians 4:17. You were not designed to remain forever within this gravitational field. Every physical system, every relationship, every emotion, even your own body, pulls you downward with invisible force. And yet deep inside you is the sense that you were made to leave. You were built for escape, not abandonment. Escape. The physics term is escape velocity, the minimum speed an object must reach to break free from the gravitational pull of a planet or celestial body. And in the spirit, it mirrors what the Bible calls the rapture, a moment when the pull of Earth is overcome by the force of God's upward call. But let's not speak in symbols. Let's go scientific. What is escape velocity? In classical mechanics, escape velocity, V, is calculated by this formula. Open quote, V equals so 2 gmr, where? Close quote. G is the gravitational constant, M is the mass of the planet, R is the radius from the planet's center. This is the velocity needed for an object to leave Earth's gravitational field without further propulsion. If you don't hit that exact speed, gravity wins. You fall back. Now imagine your soul as a vessel. Your life is under the influence of Earth's mass, its temptations, attachments, responsibilities, pleasures, and systems. The only way to break free? You must reach spiritual escape velocity, the rapture, a spiritual break from the system. Open quote. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, we shall be changed. 1 Corinthians 15:52, close quote. The rapture is not metaphorical. It's physical and dimensional. The dead in Christ rise first. Then those alive will be caught up like particles moving out of a potential well, like matter gaining velocity and breaking the grip of a decaying world. Why is this connection important? Because both escape velocity and the rapture require intervention. No object can escape Earth by its own weight. It needs thrust, it needs fuel, it needs a force greater than the gravity it's trying to overcome. In the same way, the soul cannot escape by mere morality, effort, or self-enlightenment. Open quote, not by works, but by grace through faith. Ephesians 2:8-9, close quote. The weight of the world, why so many fall back? Let's examine why most rockets fail. If a rocket is not streamlined, if it carries too much mass, if it's misaligned, it doesn't reach escape velocity. It burns fuel, it lifts slightly, then crashes back. This is what happens to many believers. You begin the upward life. You try to break sin cycles. You start to pray again, hope again, but the world's pull is stronger than your self-generated faith. You stall. You fall. Jesus warned of this in Luke 21:34. Open quote. Take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life. Close quote. Overcharged, weighted down, not with sin alone, but with distractions. Escape velocity requires focus. It requires shedding unnecessary weight. The physics of shedding mass. In orbital mechanics, rockets discard empty fuel tanks in stages. These are called staging events. They reduce mass to increase efficiency and reach higher velocity. In spiritual terms, this is sanctification. Open quote, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us. Hebrews 12:1, close quote. You cannot ascend while clinging to emotional dead weight, unresolved wounds, or spiritual apathy. This is why trials exist. They burn away excess. They are not cruelty, they are calibration. The thermodynamics of the rapture. A spacecraft must overcome atmospheric drag, heat, and resistance to reach escape velocity. In spiritual life, this drag comes as doubt, persecution, and delay. But just as a spacecraft must convert chemical energy into kinetic motion, so must believers convert spiritual truth into action, faith into endurance, knowledge into upward trajectory. Open quote, the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. James 5:16, close quote. Effectual, fervent. These are words of heat and combustion. Your prayer life is your launch sequence. The key difference, force origin. Here lies a critical divergence between escape velocity and the rapture. Escape velocity is achieved through accumulated force over time. The rapture is achieved through instantaneous external intervention, a trumpet blast, not a fuel tank. Physics depends on internal propulsion. Rapture depends on Christ's return. But the preparation, the systems check, the spiritual trajectory, that's your responsibility. Real-life parallels, how students can understand this. Let's bring it home to your academic world. You sit in physics class, learning about mass, energy, velocity. But you live in a world where gravity pulls your faith downward daily. Your phone distracts you. Your identity is shaped by algorithms. Your prayers feel weak. Your spiritual velocity is inconsistent. You're a spiritual satellite falling back into low Earth orbit. So what now? You need to solve this for yourself. 1. What is pulling me downward the most? 2. What spiritual mass must I shed? 3. Where is my source of propulsion? 4. Am I preparing for the moment of intervention or sleeping beneath the stars? Recursion, from Earth to heaven and back. Remember, escape velocity is not escape from responsibility. It is escape from decay, from corruption, from the gravitational pull of entropy. Romans 8:21 tells us, open quote, "The creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God." Close quote. Even the universe longs to be free. So if the atoms cry out for release, if galaxies groan for liberation, if light bends under gravity, what makes you think your soul doesn't ache for upward motion too? But here's the question that should unsettle your silence. If the trumpet sounded today, would your soul's velocity be enough to rise, or would the gravity of your life pull you back?